years younger and as carefree as he can be, that tricycle rolls around Date Street over all of his father's worries. How he smiled when he saw that tricycle. How he smiled when I saw that tricycle. How his heart melted over his bipolar soul when his seed learned to ride that tricycle. Bicycle, how he smiled and the smile grew wider as he ran behind that bicycle, holding the seat of that bicycle, while his seed screamed, "Don't let go of me and my bicycle!" How his chemicals got the best of him when he finally let go, and his independent son learned to ride on his own. How his seed pedaled further and further down the street, and he watched, and he would have liked to believe that his eyes beamed with pride. But they beamed with sadness, and those wheels kept on spinning past need and dependency. I picture my father, healthy, sitting next to my mother behind a closed bedroom door where I can't see, and he stares down at his hands, and he buries his face in them, and he's wondering where the time goes, where the end of 4 years left him without a bike to hold on to, while his boy rides the red and silver memory down the street, wondering where his gift of a bike that he can't hold on to anymore will take his boy. I hear the chemicals rip apart at that feeling of being wanted that he kept close to his heart, and he can't take his eyes off of his cracked fingers, that his seat doesn't need to steady the seat anymore, because his boy can do it on his own. I wanted to tell the tale as detailed as the demons did, with those 4 white walls as their canvas. My father's father was a failure, and his mother loved her lover more than she loved her sons. My father's nearing the end of a good fight that he fought since the beginning, a far better man than the one he feared he might become. Glendora will always be the place his brain fragmented, and China will always be the place that he fell whole. Beijing will be the place that the devil tried to fight it, and my mother will always be the window to his soul. I just want them to grow old together, to sit on the front porch of their home together, to reminisce about how my sister was always the far more responsible child, to laugh about how much we've grown. You still gotta marry me and brand me. You still gotta walk your daughter down the aisle and give her to a man that you trust enough to take care of your little girl. You gotta see the smile on her face when she sees the smile on mom's face, when she sees the smile on your face, and you give away your world. We're all riding our tricycles, bicycles through these streets. We're all gradually letting go. I know it doesn't make it any easier, but you're not the failure that your parents were, and I'd have never learned to ride on my own. But how frail are these bodies? With your hand turned against me, we blossom like a flower and then wither in the winter, and like a passing shadow, we quickly disappear. If I hold my head high, you hug me like a lion, and even if I try, I can't feel you when you say that you're near. My days fly faster than the Weaver's shuttle, and they end without hope. You, my lucky man, have been privileged to joy and cope in the same suffering your Savior claims he knows. Who are you to challenge your Creator? Surely resentment destroys the fool, and have you ever commanded the morning into daylight's transition into evening's cool? All I know is we're all houses that somebody crafted for a reason. Some of our paint is chipping and we wither with the seasons, but all of us branches are prone to decay. So was it an honorable man or a cruel hand that made us this way? I am a house that creaks and groans, and all of my bones shake. I got a cornerstone that I call my own, but I stumble on it every day. And the one that makes me a home, the builders rejected and threw away. On some days I am tempted to follow suit and uproot my faith. You built up your identity as a failure, gave ear to demons, legions, screaming, some father you are, some husband, some friend, some pastor, some man, some Christian, some son, some change that you turned out to be in the end. Just look at the works of your hands, left for dead to survey the damage. I wanted to tell the tale as detailed as the devil did, with those 4 white walls as his canvas, but I finally started to believe that God was going to heal my dad. And it took a long time to get there, but I've heard rumors of rest for the heavy laden. and you do not have a savior, unable to sympathize with your weaknesses. There are liars inside your mind that lay claims to control your life, and there are monsters inside your heart that dug in their talons and became a part of you. But there is mercy every morning, and to the burden there is rest, and that promise overwhelms the deepest bouts of doubt and consciousness. All I want is for joy to replace the pain inside those irises. All my dad wants is to ride his bike again. The one with the basket on the back that I sat in as a kid, and we'd ride by the fire stations, and the firemen would blare their horns for me from their fire trucks, and I would know what it was to trust and practice faith like a child. Do you remember what it is to become a child? I know you're ready to go home, but if you could withstand the test of time, Job will sing out in the choir that we are the blink of an eye, pleading, there is rest, and this is not who you are. The way the light is not characterized by shadow, the dark, or the depth of his scars, pleading, my pain is significant, but it did not make me Savior. In resurrection, you're made in the image and likeness of your Creator. So be joy, and may it be for the glory of the Lord, because God, if there is a point to this, I don't see it anymore, but I believe in providence and sovereignty and something bigger than you and me and history and the way these generational curses rip apart at the seams of my family. Be rest! Oh my God, be rest! But I'm convinced that the love of God is as boundless as the seas, were they to overflow into the expanses of all of creation's boundaries. Were the water to rush like waves, were we the innumerable grains of sand carried in its storm towards a timelessness held in a sovereign hand. Eternity would be the first to sing. That it could not employ such a joy. I am convinced that the grace of God is as incomprehensible as the heights of which the oceans of love are subject to spill over into life, where all of hell to bear its swords, where we the innumerable elect led into war behind a white horse, a king who defeated sin and death. Eternity would be the first to sing that it could not employ a volume or song sufficient enough to describe such a joy. I am convinced that the grace of God is as indescribable as the heights of which the oceans of love are subject to spill over into life. Where all of hell to bear its swords, where we all the innumerable elect led into war behind the white horse, a king who defeated sin and death. Eternity would be the first to sing that it could not employ a volume or song sufficient enough to describe that joy. A volume or song sufficient enough to describe that kind of joy. There is green grass that grows out of this dead dirt we call ground. And in the times that we're wandering, where we're all lost and found people, and life pours itself out from lost and found hands, and from lost and found hearts, and from lost and found beautiful, created works of art. I believe in a maker that makes people out of clay, makes creators out of clay, makes makers out of clay, and I think that he molds them all into a million different shapes, molds that clay into change. I believe in a breather that breathes life into nothing. A breather that breathes breath into a life that's worth something. And this is worth something. This is not all meaningless, and we may all be dust in the wind, but the dust spins in the breath of a speaker who knows where the particles lie, and in a word, reassembles them again. Thank you guys very much. I'm Levi The Poet.